I'm ready, man.
All in the fam. All in the fam. Come on. It's all in the fam. All in the fam. Come on. Now get your hands up. 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 All in the fam. All in the fam. Come on. Come on.
Okay, what is up, fam? We are here on location at Zoe's Patio in Chicago, and today we are interviewing DJ Sikwitit, the man himself.
Our applause.
Let me get the applause. Got it. All right, let's get into it.
All right, so we want to know, because this is a very intricate name I haven't heard of it. So where did DJ Sikwitit come from?
All right, so my first name was DJ Dave Hollow. We're not gonna get into how that happened.
Is it because you were hollering?
Yeah, you know, because I was trying to be like dope on the mic.
Oh, okay.
You know, and
rapping too?
No.
None of that.
And then we were at the house, and my friends, we were trying to come up with my name, and he was just like, "Well, since you like to hollow on the mic, we should call you Dave Hollow." And I was like, "Okay, I guess." Right. So fast forward a few years down the line, you know, I started doing more and more different genres, you know, and so then other DJs was like, "Yo, that's sick," you know, and so then I was just like, "Okay, cool." But then I was also infatuated with and one basketball at the same time.
Oh, what a throwback.
Yeah, and one basketball.
All of a sudden, I'm 5 years old, and it's 2000.
Right, so then Sikwitit was like one of the dopest ball handlers on the court, and so not only was I trying to, you know, do my ball handling thing, but then my DJing thing, so I just decided to go with Sikwitit. And then one night I'm out, and I'm opening, and Bulu was there. Wow. And right, you know, so then me and Bulu are talking. We're both from the Wild Hunters of Chicago. And then I tell him the name, and he goes, "Yup, that's your name. Stick with it. Stick with it, stick with it." And so from that point on, I mean, and we're talking 212 on the river days, right? You know, so yeah, that's how we got the name.
Shout out to Bulu Master.
Yes.
Pure legend.
It's actually
Love
letting
it.
me know we're here right now.
So
Yeah,
tell
please.
us about your start in DJing.
So my start in DJing came from my dad. My dad was a DJ named DJ Soul Sam. Oh, yeah, let me get over
You
closer.
good?
Sorry, guys. DJ Soul Sam. But he's from a different era of DJing than we're from today. He only DJ'd with one turntable and a mic. And
Talent.
So that's how DJs got their mic game, because they had to talk their way into every track while they changed the record. So that is my start. My start is with my dad, and then house parties with my older sister.
So those were your first gigs, the house parties?
No, that was me watching.
Oh, okay.
That was me sneaking down into the basement for my sister's house parties.
Okay.
Now my sister, I love you, CJ, but I'm telling how old you are. My sister is from the Unity days, Unity High School days, and Mendel days.
Okay.
So she used to throw a lot of house parties. $1 to get in, you know, type parties.
Oh, must be nice. 'Cause
Yeah.
inflation is that.
Yeah. So you're talking 1985, 88.
Okay.
Wow.
Me sneaking down, watching these guys DJ.
And your parents were cool with y'all having house parties?
Well, you know, these parties ended pretty early.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you know, I mean, these parties ended at like 11. They started at like 7.
Oh, okay.
Ended at like 11.
People came on time?
Not really.
Come on now.
No.
I mean, come on. I just had to ask. I mean, if it's shorter times, I just figure, you know.
Right. So then I would sneak down, watch these guys, and then because the parties ended so late, and one of the main DJs lived next door to me, he would just leave his equipment overnight and then come back and get it in the morning. So then I would be down there messing with him. And then, you know, my dad was like, "Well, if you're gonna learn how to do this, then learn how to do it." And so listen to his old mixtapes, things like that, and then just progress with the guys that are here today.
Okay.
That's it. That's how we got here.
Wow.
So then what was your first gig then?
My very, very first gig, probably can't remember my very first gig, because I'm not gonna date myself, but it was a very long time ago.
Yeah, you don't have to give us a date.
I can't, but I can't. My very first gig was probably a house party at somebody's basement with actual vinyl. So that's the only dating I'm gonna give you guys, all right?
Okay.
Only dating.
Only date.
But yeah, I can't remember the actual date, but I was probably about 16.
Okay.
Probably about 16 when I had my first gig in somebody's basement.
Nice.
And what was it like? What was the vibe there? Like, were you nervous? How did you feel?
Always nervous, right? So you think that everything that you've practiced is gonna work,
Yeah.
and none of it works.
Wow.
Dang.
None of it ever works. None of everything you practice when you first start DJing works, because you're only practicing what you like.
Okay.
You're not practicing
What
what everyone else likes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you're always nervous. And then, matter of fact, I remember, it was a backyard party. I remember it now. And Jacob was the first guy there. He watched me train wreck 7 songs because I was so nervous trying to figure out the next record. And except we were playing with actual vinyl. So there was no...
There's no technology buttons like
No.
you see the RPM, the
No.
switch over.
You
Wow.
actually had to write it on the record itself and then put a sticker on the record of where the song was going to start, so that the needle would slide over the sticker,
Wow.
and then it would be at start point. It would be at the first point, and then you would watch that point,
Yeah.
and that's where you would.
That's how they explain it. Have you seen The Get Down on
Yeah.
Netflix?
Yes.
That's how they explain it on there.
Yeah.
I'm so mad they canceled that show.
They
'cause
used
it
the
was really
crayon.
good.
Like,
Yeah.
you know, he showed the crayon because he always wanted to know how did he know where the start of the song was. So he used the crayon back in the day, and then we eventually started using stickers, and then DJs got even more creative and started making their own stickers. So going back to house party days, if you ever notice a house party, there are stickers on there. If you go back to Juice Days, there's stickers on those records, and that is telling them where to start.
Cool. So, like, for most DJs, they kind of like get their originality from like mixing different people who influence them, and then they make their own. So, besides your father and the DJ that would house party your sisters, who would DJ your sister's house party, excuse me, who were your other influences?
So one of my biggest influences, of course, was Bulu. I love the way Bulu would rock. You know, like he would go from hip hop to house to stepping, and so I would love the way that Bulu would rock. So I would just watch him. And then, so if you go further down the line, as you know, because I did stop for a while. I DJed from about 16 to 19, and then I stopped. And then when I was 25, that's when I came back into the game.
Did you stop because you were going to school, or like?
I stopped to go to school, and I also stopped because I started having kids. You know, and so then I got some pretty old kids. So so I stopped because of that to, you know, concentrate on school. And then while I was in college, needed some money. So since we're reverting back to you know that, so I needed money. So I started making mixtapes using my DJ skill. But I didn't make any mixtapes that blended together. I made those mixtapes you would find at the grocery store and the gas station.
Yeah.
You know, with just 15 songs on just 15 bangers. So I started doing those, and I would
Print out the little picture in the front, the
make
cover.
up your own artwork and everything, so that I would sell those at school.
Okay.
Right? So then I was like, man, I should get back into DJing. One of my teammates' dads owned a bar on 66 and Ashland, Vaughn's. What up, Vaughn? So he owned that, and then I got back into DJing there. So what was the original question, though?
Your influences. You walking down memory lane.
Right. So my influences after getting back into the game, my influences became they then became who are now my friends. Naphitz, R Double, Ferris, Sluggo. You know, those guys then became my influences as ways to rock parties. You know, like I would be with R Double probably 3 nights a week. You know, and then I would open for R Double because I basically had to get back into the game all over again. So I would open for R Double, and then I would watch R Double do his thing. Kid Scratch, watch Kid Scratch do Kid Scratch. He moved to Florida. Kid, we need you back to Chicago, but he moved to Florida, so it was pretty dope. Just watching those guys. So then those guys became my influences. Now, influences today, even though I've been in this game now, doing my own thing, but if I'm watching DJs today, I'm watching Chris Villa from Phoenix. I'm watching Metro from right here in Chicago. Those guys, especially Metro, his floor control is just amazing.
What do you mean by floor control?
Metro can control. And a lot of DJs I know can control the floor, right? That's part of being successful in this game, is being able to control the floor. But Metro controls a floor no matter what floor he's on, no matter what city he's in. Metro can control the floor being him.
Gotcha.
Just being Metro.
Right.
He doesn't have to. Metro can play the same set that he did at Tao in Chicago and go play that same set in Texas, and it'll rock. He may change up the song order, but he knows how to bring them in. Not taking anything away from any DJs here or anything from myself, but those are just everyone has to watch somebody, right? Even NBA players today, they watch a player that's playing today and say, how can I take what they're doing but be my own person
Right.
at the same time?
Right.
Kobe did it while he was watching Mike, even though Mike was playing at the same time. Draymond Green just talked about how he did it with Jokic. Like, he watches Jokic play, and he's just like, yo, I admire this kid. Even though I'm older than him, and I've been in the league longer than him, I admire him. So basketball and sports, and DJing, those are my two main things.
Yes.
So there'll be a lot of references.
I'm a basketball girl.
We're
so
keeping
love
up. We're
all
keeping
of it.
up.
Yeah.
So when you go into like your development stages and watching these different DJs that you admired, like how did you transition that into your own style?
The way I said I transitioned that into my own style was the fact that I play Latin music is a way that I kind of transition. So I would take a floor control, right, and say, so not only floor control, but song preparation. And I would say, how can I use this song to get here? So that's kind of, I guess I'm answering the question on how we use what they do to make it work for me. Like I said, so I wouldn't necessarily take a song that Metro would play and be like, all right, let me take this play. But I could take something that I hear on the radio, and because it sounds very similar to something that I would do, a song that I would play, I now think, how can I get from here to here using my song? So Metro may have done this, Chris Villa may have done this, M-Doc may have done this, and I go, okay, I'm not gonna bite those guys, but I could take that idea and work it with my own style. So like I said, so the fact that I play Latin music, not all the time, but pretty much that's how I broke into the game, that's how I broke back into the game, is doing Latin music. We'll get into that story a little later.
Yeah.
So just an example of that, if you don't mind if I give you an example of how we do it. So there is a song by Bad Bunny where he says...
Love Bad Bunny.
Yeah, Bad Bunny, yeah, he's making all the money right now.
He really is.
So there's one song where he says, un culo un grande, right? So it's like big booty, right? So one day I was listening to that song and I go, all right, Bad, I have a mixed crowd. How can I take this popular Bad Bunny song and flip it? So I decided to just loop that un culo un grande, right? So from that song, I flipped it to Back That Ass Up by Juvenile.
Wow.
right? So
Talent.
now,
That's talent.
It checks.
right?
Talent there,
you
people.
love Bad Bunny, you love Bud Bunny, so and everyone loves Back That
Right.
Ass Up.
Yeah.
It don't matter who you are, white,
Right.
black, German, doesn't matter. Everyone loves that song,
Right.
right? So now I've taken a popular song, and now I've also given you guys nostalgia
Yeah.
at the same time.
True. That emotion.
Right, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm not gonna give you guys my whole rotation out of that.
Right, right.
No, no,
You know
no,
what I'm
no,
saying?
no,
We're not
no.
gonna give that part away. But yeah, so that is how I watch other guys and my influences do something, and then I figure out how to do that for myself.
Got you.
You know,
Okay.
Cool.
Like those word flips. That's,
Yeah.
you know, like Chris V is really good at word flips. You know, and so like
And for those who don't know, what is a word flip?
a word flip is when you take a word in a song and you use it to work for as many songs as you can.
Okay.
Right? So I have 2 TikToks out right now, and it says guess the wordplay. And I'll give you guys one of them. It's poppin'. So every song in the TikTok says poppin'.
Okay. I like that.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
I have another one out. It's every song in that little minute set says rock. At some point, it says rock. So I always bring it in at the point that says rock.
Okay.
So it is rock every point in that song. So those are called wordplay flips,
Okay.
and we use those wordplay flips to tie. So when you DJ at night, so if I'm here at Zoe's, I'm telling a story, and my story is your story. But at the same time, I'm trying to figure out how do I tell your story through music, and how do I tell your story through music.
Okay.
Now, is my story just what I went through for today, or is it my story like
I don't
life?
I don't actually know your story for today,
Right.
right? So I don't know your story for today either, but I'm watching you, right? If I play, let's say it's your birthday, right? And I throw on French Montana, and you go crazy to French Montana, right? Then I follow that up with some Drake, and you go crazy to Drake. I know what those songs said.
Okay.
So I'm gonna keep, mind you, I'm watching the other 300 people that are in here. But if you guys, so we try to make as much fun for the people that are having fun. Like I keep trying to control you, and I'm trying to control you, and I'm trying to control her, and I'm trying to control him, and I'm trying to figure out a way to tell all your stories together without you knowing that I'm telling your story.
Got you. So it's kind of on the spot during the moment.
Right.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting
That's
there
really good
watching.
perspective.
The things that go through our head when we're DJing is kind of funny to a regular person. You guys are dancing to the song, and I'm already 4 songs ahead of you.
Got you.
Every DJ is 4 songs ahead of you. We've already thought of the next songs. Now we have escape songs. Escape song is a song on deck, ready to go, in case what you're doing isn't working, and it's an escape song.
Smart.
We see that within 15 seconds. It only takes us 15 seconds to realize whether or not the crowd feels it or not.
Okay.
So within 15 seconds, we're like, nope, not feeling it. Escape song. But the escape song isn't just a cut. It's just not a slam. It's just not boom. Like the escape song is like planned.
Okay.
Like,
Right. Okay. Got you.
that's what I mean. So that 4 songs ahead is planning out the escape song, planning out the next 2 songs.
Okay. Gotcha. So we see that you're an award-winning DJ, okay,
Yes.
and producer with placements in movies and TV and commercials. So you want to tell us a little bit about that?
All right. So the song that's actually in commercials, it's not me, of course. I produced it. It is by LP the Assassin,
Okay.
right here from Chicago. Me and Sluggo produced that track that is placed for Samsung. So movies, there is one in Power. Again, just produced by me. I have nothing to say on it.
Still on it though.
Yeah.
Right,
So the credit
Get your
is
credit.
Power
yeah,
is
the credits are
correct.
on there. It's when Angela and Ghost were doing their thing.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Many of those scenes.
yeah, many of those scenes. It's season 2.
Okay. I'm gonna have to go back and watch now.
Yeah. As far as the other award winnings, those things just go to DJing. I won the All Styles Award for Chicago, and that's just for my DJing multiple genres in a night. And they're just, that was peer awarded, so it's one of my best ones that I like, And then just battles, just being in DJ battles,
That's dope.
winning those, winning or placing, you still win an award when you place. So,
You got a display case?
not a display case, but it kind of sits in the studio. Just the ones that I'm most proud of, like winning the All Styles Award, and then winning Black Club DJ of the Year was
Okay.
one of the biggest ones for me.
Okay, cool. So let's get a little bit deeper into the DJing experience. So you did kind of tell us your process of controlling the floor, telling people's story, but what is like the behind the scenes of developing a set? Do you is it based on location or the environment? Like, let's say, so you've been here at Zoe's for 10 years, you
About
said.
10 years, yeah.
And are you at different locations too?
I am.
Okay, so let's say you go to a new location, you don't really know too much about it. Do you do your research to see the demographics, the reviews, in order to prepare for your set?
All right, so the research that goes into a set at a spot that I'm unfamiliar with is go visit. Go visit before you're booked. Now, necessarily, that's not always 100% fail-proof, but it gives you an idea of what you're walking into. Now, as far as preparing a set, we're always preparing sets. We never stop. But you do kind of prepare music for that crowd, and you kind of have an idea of what that crowd wants. And then you read. So I was just recently at Emporium in Wicker Park, and you talk to the DJs that have been there, and you of course you talk to the booking DJ or the booking promoter, and you say, hey, what's our night like tonight? What's our night? And then they tell you, the DJ will tell you who's. So normally you're booked by a resident DJ. As far as DJs, we do a lot of our own booking for, like, if you're at a spot, like you have your own resident, whatever it is, residency, even if it's just once a month, it's your residency for that once a month, and you've kind of curated your night around that. So you ask those guys, you say, hey, what's the night like? What do you play?
And this is like a DJ hub, like where you all like
No, you're just talking to the
just
DJ.
talking to regular. Y'all just how do y'all search them up? Like you just know them?
So DJs, it's really clicky.
Oh, okay.
I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
Like, it's really.
But one of the
clicky.
DJs we know actually follows you, so
Yeah.
you know who Core Rex is?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
See.
So it's really clicky
Okay.
as far as getting booked.
Okay.
Like DJs know who everyone is, but I'm gonna change that word so no one hates me. It's not that it's clicky, but you're trying to always make sure your people are put on,
Got you.
right? So when you enter a new spot, you're trying to put your people on.
Right.
So like when I was booked at Emporium, I was booked by Mad Jazz,
Okay.
who was one of my homies,
Okay.
right? You know what I'm saying? So I bring Mad Jazz here. Mad Jazz brings me to one of his spots, and it's kind of a repeating cycle, right? I go to Twisted Cantina in Pilsen. Whatever DJ brings me to Twisted Cantina in Pilsen, I bring them to my residency. And so that's how it goes. So like, it's not like necessarily, it is a DJ hub, but it's not necessarily a DJ hub.
Okay.
But like I said, if Mad Jazz knows the spot that he's curated, and he has set his night to be a certain way. So Mad Jazz's night might be a different way at Emporium than if you went in the Chorus night. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like he's curated his night differently, and he set his crowd's expectations are different.
Okay.
So, and that's a big problem sometimes when places book multiple DJs, and then you will see that the spot is popping right on one night, and it was popping because we did a lot of Afro beats that night. And you came and you thought it was popping because we did a lot of trap that night.
Okay.
Right? So then you guys tell your friends. And then you go on a night where the DJ has curated a house night.
Gotcha. Okay.
And now you're like, they told me to come here because it was dope. And you're like, it wasn't dope. Your friends like it wasn't dope because your friend was expecting to hear trap. Your friend was expecting to hear Afro beats. And you guys came on a whole different night, and the night was curated differently.
So do you try to plan it out by like themes now, so people will know, or do you all just?
So
go based off what you see?
each DJ goes by what they're famous for.
Okay.
Why do people rock with them? So that's what they try to do, right? So like I'm known for traveling all over the place, you know. So on a Saturday night, and there's a lot of times I was just throwing random tracks that are weird. No, really weird for no reason, right? But there's a plan, right? So a normal crowd for me on a Saturday, they don't automatically exit the floor because they go, yeah, we come all the time. We know if he's doing that, it's a wordplay flip. It's a song flip. It's some type of something. I have something planned. I'm not just throwing this random song on because I have nothing else to do.
Right.
So as far as planning a set, I'll give you guys what I told one of my young guys. Never plan a set from start to finish unless you're doing a performance.
Okay.
So I never have a set plan from start to finish. But I do have songs I want to play inside of my time frame. So one of the things I told one of my young guys, he goes, yeah, my friends always said, man, you should never plan a set. You should just always freestyle. Never, yeah, you should freestyle and you should read your crowd. But do you ever get in your car and drive anywhere without knowing where you're going? Which is what I told him. He goes, no, I don't. I go, yeah, you may run into traffic. And that is running into those songs that just don't work. They don't work for that night or they don't work for that time period. But you have an idea, right? So those are those escape songs that we talked about earlier. How do you get out of my plan? Like, you just may have been too early. Like, you guys are here, like you said, okay, I want to get to this song, and it's, the night started at 10 o'clock, and it's 10:45, and everyone's still drinking, and everyone's still catching up. They're not ready to dance yet.
Right.
So you're too early. So what is your maneuver, right?
Okay.
What's your detour? That is traffic, right? So how do I get around this traffic, and then I get back on my route to those songs that I want to play for that
I
day?
love all these analogies.
I know
Right?
about to say so wise.
Man.
You gotta start using some of these.
Now when I'm at the club, I'm like, okay, we get the traffic.
Right.
All right, okay.
Right,
Traffic.
right. The DJ's in traffic, right? He's in
Gotcha.
traffic. He's trying to maneuver, right? Like he had all these songs planned, and like I said, that goes back to that thing where everything that you practiced at home sounded really dope when you did it, but then when you got out in public and it was like, yeah, they don't like that. So what do? How do you get around that? You know, and that's where DJing comes in at. That is where we get the term DJing. And I don't care if you scratch. I don't care if you blend like we do in Chicago. I don't care if you slam how they do it in Atlanta or they do in New York. Like Chicago is like the only place where we actually blend songs for 15 seconds before the next one comes in. If you guys have ever traveled to any other part of the country, they don't do that. That's a Midwest thing.
Really?
No. They're song selectors.
Okay.
You know, they're song selectors. They can keep a party going without blending nothing. But again, that is DJing though.
Right.
DJing is just keeping your floor rocking, keeping your crowd happy. You know, like I said, so a lot of DJs from Chicago were like, when they go down to Atlanta, they be like, oh man, those guys don't blend worth nothing. And I'm like, yeah, again, that's a Midwest thing, man. Like, you go down there blending, you may not have the same effect, you know, because they can go from back that ass up to a Drake, no friends in the industry. It's because they know the crowd and they know how to do it though. Like it's a learned behavior. Like we just like, oh no, we gotta blend. You know, we gotta blend this song for 15 seconds. We gotta let the crowd know what's coming. You know, and they'll talk their way into it.
Interesting.
They have, down south has an amazing mic game. Their mic game is amazing.
Okay.
They would literally talk you into the next song without blending it. They would literally stop the song and talk you into it.
And that's not annoying.
No,
I feel like I would be annoyed by that.
see, because we're hearing
Yeah.
no, because we're hearing the man. They don't do it for every song, right?
Okay.
But they do it for those sharp. They do it for those sharp tempo changes,
Okay.
right? Where they're going from yeah to a fast twerk to a slow twerk,
Okay.
right? So they do it. They do it for those sharp tempo changes. They don't necessarily do it for everything. So picture a Kid Capri.
Okay.
Okay.
You know, like even though Kid, you know, the mic game in New York is really tough too. It's really tough. Like I said, but it's not just. It's more of a, for that particular thing, the transition is the voice, which is a skill in itself, because not everyone can talk their way into the next song. Like you said, you just find it annoying because, like I said, we're here from the
Yeah.
Midwest, so we blend songs, right? I've DJ'd at plenty of clubs where when you talk on the mic, they're like, "Oh, take the mic from him, let his music talk." So you're like, no, sometimes you gotta talk to the people though.
Yeah.
If it's your birthday, you want to hear where the birthday people at,
True.
right? You know what I'm saying? Because you
Sure.
want to be able to throw your hands in the air. If you came with your best friend, if you came with your best friend, make some noise right now.
Right.
Your best friend, y'all celebrating whatever. Not necessarily her birthday, but you celebrating whatever. So you trying to do that.
Got you.
So
I feel it though. But when it comes to DJing in Chicago, since it is a Midwest thing to
Yeah.
blend everything, another thing that people know us for is juke music and house music. So how did you manage to like keep yourself well-rounded as a DJ and not just be known for house or juke music?
wanting to get paid. I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie to you. The biggest thing in that is wanting to get paid. So when you talk to DJs that are over 30, one of the main problems with DJs that are over 30 is they only want to play what they like. They don't want to play new music. And so my thing is, you want to keep getting paid, right? You don't want to just do those random juke parties that pop up.
Right.
You don't want to do those random house parties that pop up. Like, you want to make money. We do this to make money. Right? Some of us do it to make more money. Some of us do it like as a 100% career. But you want to continue to make money, so you have to evolve. You know, so that's how you get out of just playing juke music and just playing house music. Actually, I don't even play much house music anymore. No, I don't. I do what's called not your parents' house music.
Not who?
Not your parents'
Not
house
your parents'
music.
house music. Okay.
That is my thing right now. And what I call not your parents' house music is bringing down the walls. Farley, much love to those guys because they started everything that we're about, right? With Chicago house music. But house music has evolved way past those guys. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Terry Hunter, you know, I love Mike Dunn, I love all these guys, right? You know, they're the founders of it. But house music has evolved way past what they started. And that's why I call it not your parents' house music, because it's really, really dope.
Yeah.
And Chicago just won't give it a chance. No, I ain't gonna lie to you. Chicago just won't give it a chance.
We really
You won't. You hear? You see?
And that's it. We don't want nothing else.
But
yeah.
it's so dope. It is really dope. And so, not that I've given up on house music, but again, that's that evolution that we
Right.
have to take. You know, like, so that's how I evolved. You know, because I wanted to continue to get paid, and music evolved.
Right.
You know, and my taste in music didn't evolve. Like, I'm still a old school Jay-Z, Biggie, Tupac, you know, hip hop head. You know, but I ain't gonna lie. There are some Future tracks. There are some Little Baby tracks. There are some 42 Doug tracks. You know, some Dirt tracks I don't get down with all of them, but there are some that I just sit back and just be like, this is really dope, right? And then when you watch crowds' reactions to this music, you just say, man, you gotta evolve.
Right. So that's not originally what you play. So how do you find out these newer tracks? Do you just listen to the radio? Like, how are you getting new tracks to enter into your lineup of?
Interesting question. Turn on Tidal. I turn on Tidal every Monday. Well, because I also, besides DJing, I'm also an accountant.
Okay.
Yeah, I know, weird transition there, right?
Oh, that's different though.
Yeah, so I am an accountant. So at my desk, I turn on Tidal every day, and I sit and listen to new tracks. No judgment, no nothing. I just put on my headphones, turn it on. If I like it, I write it down.
Okay.
If I don't, I move on.
Okay.
And that's how I discovered new music, besides what's in our record pools.
Yeah.
Right, besides what's out there for DJs to get, right, from Club Killers, or BPM Supreme, or BPM Latino, or DJ City. Besides what's out there for us to get, you got to also know what the street is listening to, right? Because there's a lot of music out there that's not in those record pools simply because the record pool won't pick it up.
Right.
But it's a hot track, so that's just, again, moving on is just evolution.
Yeah. I'm very impressed on how you can use both sides of your brain like that, because I no longer can do that anymore. But let's get into that creative side of the brain. So getting into TikTok, since you're staying up to date, that's where I found him at, and you like kill it every time I'm on there, and I'm just very impressed with what I see. Like, how did you get into TikTok? Did you see somebody else do that, or did you like, hey, I need to get into it because it's trending? Or
trending is actually how I got into TikTok. Needed to be in TikTok because you have to stay on whatever the popular platform is. I ain't gonna lie, TikTok took a while to figure out. It really did.
We're still trying to figure it out.
I watch it, but I can't.
I don't even know. I ain't gonna lie to you. What happened on TikTok was a fluke.
Really?
I ain't gonna lie. If you go back and look at some of my early videos, they have like 200 plays. And then I dropped the How Chicago Are You series. Shout out to my daughter. My daughter is actually the one who, I'm not gonna say helped me figure it out, but she was like, Bobby, those are boring. She's like, yeah, you're good at DJing. That's boring. No one wants to hear that. No one wants to watch that. Just play music. Get rid of all the scratching, get rid of trying to show how dope you are. And that was the fluke. And then I was just like talking to one of my buddies, and I was like, yo, I think I'm gonna start this series, right? How Chicago Are You? I'm just gonna play a bunch of Chicago music and see what happens. And then one day I got a text and it was like, bro, you just went viral. And I was like, oh snap. Make another one. Make another one. Make another one.
Right.
And then, so that's how TikTok actually happened. It's just being part of whatever's trending. Someone's trying to make a reservation for tonight. It's actually closed.
Yeah, we're in here behind closed hours, you guys. Well, that's cool. I mean, because when I went on there, like, I know some people are, especially like older DJs, they're like, no, I'm gonna stick to what I know. I'm not gonna get into, learning something different, especially like on social media. A lot of people are not really good with that. So that's good that you're on there for sure.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Only people on Facebook, especially Facebook, only people on Facebook is my mom and them. I ain't gonna lie. Ain't nobody young or anybody that can help you evolve in this game or like get to the level up, is on Facebook. People are on Facebook simply to say hello to their mama, their auntie, their grandma.
Yep, right.
That's the only thing on Facebook. Other than that, they're on Instagram, TikTok, Snapchat.
So would you say, so I know during the pandemic, I can't remember his name, but DJ, he used to do like Instagram lives and just go
DJ
straight.
D-Nice.
Yeah, that's why I thought it wasn't. He would just go live, for hours and people would just enjoy it. Would you say that's something that like influenced you to start getting on social media and start
Well, we were already doing it.
Oh, you were already on social
Everyone
media?
was already doing it.
Okay.
D-Nice, he changed the game for it, though. Right? Because during the pandemic, he was the first one to come up with club quarantine. Right? He was the first one to come up with a place for people to basically get together during the pandemic and have a party. And people were actually dressing up for this. Like, it was a surprise. Like, you would get on Instagram and they'd be like, "Where is the club quarantine tonight?" And it was like, "You really in the crib?" Like, for real? Like, but people, you know, shout out to D-Nice. No, he changed the game. Like, he actually allowed us to be able to play more music that we couldn't play. Like, you would get shut down in the middle of your live because the music was copyrighted. So he literally changed the game to allow us to do that. So we were already on there. Like, but then Twitch let us.
Yeah.
Then Twitch gave us a platform. And Twitch was like, "Yo, come on over here, y'all." You know what I'm saying? So then then we would do Twitch, and then TikTok came. And then everyone moved to TikTok. The only thing I don't like about TikTok, I'm not gonna lie, the only thing I don't like about TikTok is that TikTok takes over your phone.
Yeah.
So Twitch doesn't take over your phone. So if anyone's listening, watching, you can actually play Twitch in a picture-in-picture.
Okay.
So if you have your favorite DJ on Twitch, you can go on Twitch, watch your favorite DJ. You can move it to picture-in-picture, go to Instagram, check your messages, and do everything else. It does not take over your phone.
Okay.
You can continue your life.
Gotcha. Okay.
While your favorite DJ is still playing in the background. You know, like Jazzy just got off. It's another big influence. But Jazzy just isn't my influence. He's everyone. He's every DJ's influence.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah.
But I do have a question. So I know you're on TikTok. Are you on SoundCloud? Do you make mixes on SoundCloud?
I did.
You did? Are you not doing it anymore?
SoundCloud is coming around now to allowing us to play copyrighted music.
Okay.
Before SoundCloud, you would post a mix. You work all night on that mix. You work all day, 2 days in a row. Get that mix down perfect. Master that mix. Only for SoundCloud to say, "We can't play it because it's copyrighted."
Oh, God.
So, not on SoundCloud.
Okay.
Then came another group called Mixcloud.
Okay. Yeah.
Mixcloud pays the artist. So you can play copyrighted music on there because they actually pay the royalties
Okay.
through sponsorship.
That's smart.
So that's where I'm at now.
Okay, good.
I am on Mixcloud. So like you can the only rule, Mixcloud only has 2 rules. Do not play an artist more than 3 times in a row, and do not play more than 3 songs of one album in your mix.
Okay.
Those are the
Makes sense.
only 2 rules they have.
Okay.
Other than that, do what everyone do.
Okay, cool.
The SoundCloud's coming around now.
Okay. I only ask because I know sometimes I'm at work or I'm like either working out and I don't want to make a playlist, or I
Right.
may not like the playlist that, whatever music outlet that we use has for whatever that is, and I just want somebody to just give me a mix that I
Right.
can just listen to. So I was just asking for anybody that might be asking
Mixcloud.
to. Okay.
Mixcloud. Every DJ is on Mixcloud. Now, some of them have what's called the subscriptions.
Okay.
And the subscriptions are very cheap. But it pays the artist and it also pays the DJ. The subscription is like, they range. Some are outrageous. Some charge like $5 a month.
Yeah, so it sounds like Patreon before DJs. If
Yeah.
you go to Patreon.
Yeah. So, $5, because if I was thinking of it,
It's a
right?
cup of coffee.
Right,
Fine.
right. $5 for you, $5 for you, right? But if I get 100 people
Yup.
to do this a month, they make $500 a month. They make $6,000 a year.
It's not bad.
There you go.
Just for making mixes that I was gonna do anyway.
Right.
Right.
Smart. Really smart.
Guaranteed 2 mixes a month.
Mm-hmm.
Some exclusive content every here
Yeah.
now and then. Like I said, $5. Most people don't think about it unless you have like a lot of DJs you want to follow.
Right.
Then you be like, wait, hold on, hold on, player, hold on. Now I gotta think about which DJs I want
Right.
to actually do this with.
Gotcha.
Right.
Okay. Talk about Zoe's. How did this collaboration come about? Because you said you've been here for 10 years.
Right. So I started here when this was Bohica. So if you ever been to Bohica, everyone watching knows what Bohica stands for. Do you guys know what Bohica stands for?
No.
No.
You guys ready for it? It's not crass. It is crass, but it has no curse words in it.
It's okay.
It's bend over, here it comes again.
Oh, Lord.
I mean, if you can put it in one word, why not?
I'm weak.
You know?
She said she weak.
Is that in Spanish? Wait, what is...
It's this acronym.
Oh, I'm thinking that's a Spanish.
I'm
No.
like, what?
It's an acronym.
Okay.
No, acronym.
Okay.
Bend
Bend
over,
over.
here it comes again. Bohica.
Lord, have mercy.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It
Grandma.
does sound a little Latin. That's why I was just trying to.
So, how I got started here is I came with one of my good friends, DJ Bass Boy. I actually just came here to watch him spin.
Okay.
He came here and he was like, yo, jump on. I jumped on, right? I used his computer, just jumped on. And then a week later, the owner hit me up. Like, we kind of had a few Facebook messages or whatever. And she hit me up and she was like, I'm gonna give you a shot on Fridays. And I was like, cool.
And he was just doing a gig?
He was just here with some of his friends.
Wow.
It was just a random Saturday night. He was here. I jumped on. She heard me, and then she asked me to submit a mix to her. And when I
Okay.
came and met with her, she was like, "My whole house was rocking. They were dancing to your mix." So she offered me Friday nights. Friday nights then had about 20 people. I showed up the first couple nights with my 30, so it was about 50 of us in here.
Okay.
Right? But I just kept doing my thing, right? And then she was like, Friday nights are pretty good now. Can you handle Saturdays? And I was like, yep, I can. So then I did Saturdays. People ask me sometimes, why am I still loyal to, after everything that's happened to me over the last decade? Why am I still loyal to her? Right? Like now I do all the DJ booking. Me and another DJ now, because he joined on as a GM, we do all the DJ booking for here. But if people ask me, why am I still loyal to her after all these years? Everything that has happened to me in the last decade has happened to me because of here. Promoters come here. Promoters of other clubs. DJs of other clubs. They come here and they watch what we do. And then they book me and they book our other DJs. So that is how Zoe started 10 years ago. Just a random set for 15 minutes.
Wow.
Man. Now I'm thinking about us. Like, what's going to open
Right.
our doors?
That's what I'm saying.
You never know.
You never know.
Yeah.
It's all random.
Yeah.
It's there's right place at the right time and there's wrong place at the right time, right? We've always been taught that, right? So there's right place at the right time. Like, what did you do at that moment that can catapult you to the next level? And it's a simple yes or no.
Right.
Yes, I'll do this. No, I won't. You think about that no that someone else did, and you look at it, right? Somebody asked you guys, hey, I need you guys to come interview somebody, right? Or shoot this promotion for our bar, and you say no. And then 3 months later, that bar blows up. And your video is not the one, or your interview, it's not the one that did it. And then you're just like, damn it. I should have done that, right? Or it's, yeah, I did it. And then, because I had no intention of DJing that way. Not
That's
one
crazy.
I was here just hanging out. I was half drunk by then.
And the fact that you can still.
No, we learned that. We practiced that. We drink at home all day. We just take shots after shot and I'm playing.
Well, that's. I mean, shoot, you can do it drunk. Well, you weren't drunk. You said.
No.
No.
I had a few.
Just a little
but-
tipsy.
Yeah, just a little tipsy.
That's still a talent.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause I just be like, look, y'all gonna have to figure it out. I can't do that right now. I'm in the zone.
I've had DJs tell me, yo, give away my set. Pop. Few too many shots over here. But I love those guys, though. I love those guys for that because they realize that, no, I'm a little too messed up to do this. And they realize that their name is attached to it.
Right.
True.
You know what I'm saying? You get out there and bomb because you're drunk, and and you got, again, right place, right time, wrong place, wrong time, right? A lot of DJs, you know, just switching real quick, a lot of DJs end their own careers by doing things they shouldn't do.
Interesting.
I got asked to do a reggae party. They were like, yo, come do this reggae party. Because they hear some of the reggae stuff I do. And I was like, nope, not going to do it. They're like, why? I was like, I don't know enough.
True.
I don't know enough. Like,
So, with that being said, we're here in Zoe's then. Was Latin music always your
No.
specialty?
here, yes.
Okay.
Here and just part of what I do. So, I don't know if you guys ever saw it. The tag name on my thing is, yeah, that black guy that spins Latin music. I got that name from Lincoln House
Okay.
in Lincoln Park. And that happened because I was downstairs in the Latin room DJing, but I had to come upstairs and DJ on the main floor. Now, this is back when we first got Serato, and changing over DJs was one of the hardest things to do because the mixer only had one chord for the computer. So you had to get very creative when to give that chord from the DJ that just got done DJing to the DJ that needed to start DJing. So the owner, Mike Famous, well, the GM, started talking over the microphone. He's like, okay, while you guys switch, I'm going to talk. I had no idea what he's going to say. He goes, all right, the next DJ coming up right now is DJ Sikwitit, and if you were downstairs, you were rocking to the bachata and the salsa and everything, that's that black guy that spins Latin music. Yes, he's black and he spins Latin music. And I stuck my head out the booth and I go, I'm keeping that. And then that's how it was. So Latin music was never part of the original plan. Latin music just came from hanging out with my Latino friends, watching what they did and how they reacted to the music and go, this is music, right? All I gotta do is learn it. And then that was my way back in because everyone was doing hip hop. Juke was still popular. Trap was even more popular. You know, so I was like, I need a way back in. So that was my way back in. Reggaeton, and then I did a lot of quinceañeras. I did a lot of weddings. I did a lot of baptisms. And then that was able to transfer to the club because those parents would then come watch me at the club.
So are you fluent in Spanish?
I am.
Give us something.
Like what?
I don't know. Say, hi, I'm DJ Sikwitit. I'm here with Kamari and Brianna.
I mean, that's
the
like
Fam.
high school Spanish 101.
I don't remember that.
So,
Okay, so what else did we should say then?
Yo soy DJ Sikwitit. Aquí con Kamari y Brianna en la Zoe's Patio para la podcast A Family. Shit.
Close.
Yeah.
But it's still good.
Okay, wait.
Smart
How do you
enough.
say that acronym in Spanish?
The
Say that.
acronym?
Yeah.
Of what Zoe's used to be.
Oh, I don't think that one's going to translate well. So that one doesn't translate well. So the best way to say it is like, I'm trying to say it in my head.
I'm excited. I want to know.
I want to know.
It's kind of like, yo quiero chingar. So it's kind of like, I want to fuck you.
Oh.
That's like the best way you could
I was
translate
thinking it
it.
would be like a long sentence.
Right. That's us too.
So a lot of things don't translate backwards.
That's true.
They don't translate well backwards. So like when it comes to accounting work, I always tell everyone I don't speak Spanish
Interesting. Okay.
because it doesn't translate well.
Right.
Well, not to me because it's not my first language.
Yeah.
Now in my house, there's no English. There's no English in my house.
Got you.
But even I get yelled at sometimes, even because I'll start speaking English in the house, and my daughter go, "Papi, en la casa, el español only." Todo es español. You know, so I get yelled at inside the house. You know, now my son, he doesn't care.
Yeah.
He does not care. You will say whatever you want to him in Spanish, and he will answer you in English and just do it. He doesn't care. We're like, "Papi, habla en español." Why? Porque tu necesito hable abuelito on abuelito. They can understand me. They can't understand you. No, these are literally our conversations with them.
Wow.
You know, so
That's funny.
so that was just more off the wall Spanish
Yeah.
for you.
Gotcha.
I like that though. I need to do better. I was doing good in school and then I just
No one uses that Spanish though.
Nobody?
No one
I know
uses
they
that.
like do like is it called Spanglish
No,
now?
no, but that what you learned in high school, if you've ever noticed, all Spanish-speaking children fail that class as
Yeah.
well.
I mean, think of the way we speak English.
No one
I
uses
hate
that.
our
You don't
hate
sound like the
English.
Brits,
I
you know,
hate
so-
English so much.
No one uses that.
Yeah.
Okay.
No one uses that Spanish.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna just come to you.
So
for a
everybody
lesson.
drop your classes in college.
Right.
Right, drop your
I'm
classes.
gonna have a Spanish class with DJ Sikwitit.
No, don't do that. You have to have that. Have that with the missus.
So we're not too far removed from the pandemic. How did you keep your momentum going?
The momentum online,
Yeah.
social media,
The TikToks.
Twitch. Actually, TikTok was coming out of the pandemic. Twitch and Instagram were actually the lifelines.
Okay.
We had to get creative and try to find ways to get on all of these at once. Shout out OBS Streamlabs who helped us all figure that out. Probably good for you guys if you guys don't know what that one is. But that
Yeah, we
helped
have
us.
it.
That helped us get on multiple platforms at once. And that way, if you got kicked off one, hopefully one would still be going.
Okay.
But yeah, but during the pandemic, social media is what actually helped us. We did a lot of things here trying to stay afloat during the pandemic as well. We did what we could with the limit of people that we
Yeah.
could have. So if there were 20 people, we would DJ from here, and that would help because I would go live from here. You know, so just social media just helped
Yeah.
with that all together.
I mean, you had the time, so
Yeah, we had nothing else to do.
yeah. So how did you deal with like creative blocks? Like how was that? Did you get in creative blocks during the pandemic as well, or
No,
or
actually,
anytime?
you actually had time to be more creative during the pandemic because you weren't throwing together a set to get back out there in a week. You know what I'm saying? Like you weren't trying to plan out your music like so much because Twitch and social media allowed us to be DJs.
Okay.
Like I didn't have to worry about a dance floor.
That's true.
You know, I didn't have to worry about a promoter saying, "Hey, man, they're not drinking, or the dance floor is empty." What's going on? I was just allowed to just DJ. So you were actually allowed to be more creative during that time because no one was tapping you on the shoulder.
Right.
You know, and then you could block requests online. Like you can literally tell Twitch block anything that says please play, do this, do that. You could their
Yeah, I'm
requests
sure
would
that's
even
every DJ's pet
Yeah.
peeve.
yeah. So that's how we got over. So there, creative blocks come now because you're trying to think, how do I take last week's set, chop it in half, and get another, if I'm DJing for 2 hours, how do I cut an hour off of last week's set and add a brand new hour?
Okay.
Or add a brand new 45 minutes. So now the creative blocks are now.
Okay.
Because you're still trying to keep that tap or that text
Right.
while you're DJing that says, "Hey man, what you doing?" We all get them. I get them. Even here at Zoe's Patio, I get them. Like I said, and I've been here for a long time. I know what the floor wants, but every now and then I'll get a text like, "Hey."
Right. So what advice would you give to any like beginner DJs who might be struggling or having a hard time right now or dealing with creative blocks?
Listen to another DJ. Listen to another DJ. Don't listen to another DJ as, like we talked about earlier.
Right.
Don't listen to another DJ as a way to bite him or copy his style, his or her style. But listen to another DJ because something may spark your interest, right? Or a song may get played and you'd be like, oh wait, I do have that song. Because we download, and music comes out in like groves every day. There's probably at least 5,000 songs that come out a day. You know, so how do you keep up, right? So you may download so much music that you forget about a song. Or something may get played again and you just be like, again, like that's pretty dope. How do I flip that? For me, so that's the only advice, besides practice and listen to music, step out, listen to another DJ live, go listen to another DJ, because believe it or not, that's what we do for blocks. You know, I say, man, I'm having a hard time throwing together a set. I need to go outside. But the part of the problem is though, like when you're really booked, it's hard to get out, right? You know, like I'm signed. Besides being here, I'm signed with Spark Entertainment Group, so This is the only place they don't do my bookings for, but they do my bookings for everything else.
Yeah, okay.
So, like trying to get out to other spots while also doing this is kind of hard. You know, but that's the only thing is I'll just tell younger DJs, they're not booked as much, right? So go out, network, listen to music, listen to your music again, listen to it again. You should almost know every lyric to the song, you know, and then find an artist that you like, find an artist that you love, and work with them. I don't do it as much anymore as I should with new artists, you know, or older artists, but that's just based on timing. But that's also a way to make a living for yourself. Shout out DJ Reese. You know what I'm saying? So.
And then, what would you say is the most rewarding part of being a DJ?
The most rewarding part of being a DJ, let's see. It's not the fame. It's not the drinks. It's not what everyone thinks. So a lot of people, your answer is gonna be last. Everyone thinks that DJs love drinking, love all the girls, right? Or all the guys if you're a female DJ, right? All the attention you get. Nope, not for me. My favorite part of the DJ is watching people have the time of their lives, right? So I live by the motto. I don't want to be the best DJ. I want to be the best DJ you've ever heard. You have ever heard. Because I can't be the best DJ in the world, right? But when you step into where I'm at, I want you to be like, Sikwitit that guy. And then you may go somewhere else and be like, all right, this guy's that guy. But for that night, I was the best thing you've ever heard.
Yeah.
And that's what I strive to be. Like, that is the most rewarding part, is watching you get on top of the table. You know what I'm saying? Not necessarily get on top of the table and twerk, you know.
Right.
But just get on top of that table, which we would get you down in 35 seconds. But watching you have that moment, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, God damn it, I'm having so much fun. I'm gonna get on top of this table. You know what I'm saying? Or watching that shy girl get on the floor and just have the time of their lives. Here's another thing, the rewarding thing. My little cousin had his 21st birthday here last weekend. I have never seen him. I've been around his entire life. I have never seen him dance or sing.
Wow.
But I did on Saturday.
Looks like we need to bring Kamari here, because this girl is a wallflower.
Right. So I never seen it. And I told everyone, I said, man, I wish I wasn't in that booth right there, because I would have just had video. Because I watched him leave the table, come here, sing his heart out, and dance his heart out for that night. And that's the most that was rewarding to me that night, because he came out of his comfort zone. He was no longer a wallflower.
I'm not that bad.
No, you're not that bad, but I get what Bree's saying though. I get what she's saying.
It's certain DJs that don't do it for me. Like, I go to weddings and I'm like, okay.
Weddings are hard.
they
No.
blow me every single
No.
time, and I'm just like, you guys are killing me. I
No.
can't.
No. I'm gonna take up for wedding DJs because I do a lot of weddings.
Okay.
Weddings are hard, so it all depends on wedding DJs. They don't necessarily have a playlist, but they have a list,
Okay.
right? They're told by the bride and groom what the vibe is,
Right.
what the vibe for that night is.
Okay.
Now, I've done some where they say, "We seen your video from Zoe's. We seen your videos from Twisted. That is what we want." So I go in there, and it's a club set, you know, and it's we wiping it down, you know, we doing, you know, it's not necessarily a club set, right? You know, because they're a little older. So
Right.
I have one bride. She says, "I want a grits and biscuits set."
Okay.
That's what she wanted for her. You know what grits and biscuits is, right?
No.
So grits and biscuits, it's a down south Atlanta party.
Okay.
It's where they
Sounds like it.
It's you know, you play Future, you play Wipe Me Down, you play It's Going Down, you know, it's that type of vibe, right? And
Okay.
she's like, this is the vibe I want.
I didn't know y'all name it.
No,
I
it's
know about
Atlanta names it. Atlanta
Okay.
named it. It's called Grits and Bits. It's a whole thing. YouTube it.
Okay.
It's a whole movement.
Okay.
You can actually pull it up on Spotify too. Just Google Grits and Biscuits, and you'll get an entire set.
Okay.
So that was her vibe for that night. Like we played Meek Mill, Dreams and Nightmares, you know, because you're like, oh, that wasn't doing it for me. And then I turned around and did another one where probably 2 days later, where the family was a bunch of line dancers. And it hit the time of their lives. I played every line dance underneath the sun.
Like country line dancing?
No, I mean like Cupid Shuffle, Electric Slide,
Oh,
like those type of
Got
lines.
you.
Like they were
Biker
those
shuffle.
type, right? They
Okay.
were and every line dance, the floor was packed.
Yeah.
Now somebody else may say, "Oh, the DJ's blowing me. This is whack," right? Because it's not their thing. So again, that's what we get to when we talked about earlier. You may show up to a club that is not the night, but you saw it popping on a Saturday, so you went on a Saturday. So Zoe's Patio itself we have 3 different vibes.
Yeah.
Friday's vibe is a different vibe than my Saturday vibe.
Okay.
And then the brunch vibe is a whole nother vibe in itself.
Okay. Got it.
You know, so you may see the Saturday vibe and be like, oh, I can't go on Saturday, but you go on Friday. And then you come in on Friday and none of that music's getting played.
Right.
Because the vibe that we've created on Friday is different. So the vibe we've created on Friday basically caters to 21 to 30.
Okay.
The vibe that I've created on Saturday is 25 to 35. So depending on where you are, like you're still gonna hear some of your stuff, you're still gonna have those nostalgia moments, but a lot of that other stuff, you're gonna be like, I don't know none of these songs. And to tell you the truth, I don't know none of them either. I tell people all the time, I go, man, but you, like we were talking about older DJs, how they don't play new music. I don't want to play the new music sucks. Most of it does. I ain't gonna lie to you. Most of it does. But when I get in my car, I ain't playing it.
Right.
Right? You know what I'm saying? Like I've listened to it enough times that I know how to DJ it. So that's the vibe.
Okay.
So
I'll go with that. I'm pretty versatile, so I wouldn't say that if I came on a different night, it would be something different. It's just the DJs that I've seen at these weddings, they suck.
Yeah.
But let's get into the next segment, which is our top 5. And I actually have to get up and get the container because I didn't get
top
it.
5?
Come
Oh
on now.
Lord. I'm scared. Should I be worried about the top 5? Oh wait, so there's a jar for me to pick
Yeah,
from.
you gotta pick.
Jar. So you're just gonna pick out of here. You all know what the top 5 is. So basically, you're gonna pick out one of these themes in here, and then you're gonna just give us your
Okay, my
top 5 in there.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Close my eyes, y'all.
Yeah, make it good.
Hope I get a good one, y'all. Wish me to get a good one. Let's see here. Top 5 cookout songs.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's a good one. All right. Top 5. Do I have to start in any order? Just get my top 5.
Any
Any
order.
order is fine.
Before I let go. Frankie
Classic.
Mae's version.
Okay.
Not the Beyonce version.
Good, because she said Beyonce version.
No.
I put both.
No.
Thank you.
I'm just a Beyonce stan. It's okay.
Back that ass up, Juvenile.
Okay.
I am, before I have disclaimer, I separate the man from everything else that happened.
Okay.
But we have to do
Here we go.
step in the name of love.
Yep.
Okay.
We have to.
Yeah.
I agree. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you have to separate the man from the music.
Yep.
All right. Number 4. Crucial conflict. Shit, any of it.
Okay.
Any of it. And then 5, no hands. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay.
No
Okay.
hands. No hands by
Okay.
Roscoe and Waka.
What cookout you going to?
Hey, because you know what? At our age, it all fits us.
True.
Yeah.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like it
Not my
all.
grandma's generation.
No, my mom. No,
My nana will get up and dance.
my mother.
What's yours?
My mom had every Pac and Biggie album before I did.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
She was down with it. Okay.
Yeah,
Love that.
you know what I'm saying. So, so yeah, so
Awesome.
at, like I said, our age, we can go from top to bottom.
Right.
Got you. And you're here at Zoe's on just Saturdays, or is it Fridays and Saturdays?
I pretty much only here on Saturdays now,
Okay.
but sometimes I just show up.
Okay.
I
Cool,
know.
cool.
I just, and then every second Sunday is the brunch.
Okay.
So I am here for the brunch. Fridays, I normally travel. Just when I travel to Pilsen, or I'll do an out of town gig. It's normally when I travel around the city or travel everywhere else. But
Yeah.
yeah. But sometimes you never know. Like sometimes I just do pop up sets.
Cool.
I will text the DJ of that night and be like, "Yo, you got room for 40 minutes?" And he'll be like, "Yeah." So then I'll pop on my Snapchat or my Instagram and be like, "I will be at such and such spot at this time. If you're coming, come. If you're not, see you next time."
Yeah. Got
Those
you.
are fun though.
Okay, cool. Well, that is a wrap. Thank you so much for being
Well,
on
thank
the
you guys.
show.
Thank you guys.
We're out here in Zoe's Patio, y'all. So mainly on Saturdays, come out and see DJ Sikwitit. Yep. I'm your girl Brianna,
I'm your girl Kamari.
and this
Thank
is all the
you.
fam. We'll see you guys in the next one.
Bye.
Thank you.